Yo, ho, ho. Happy Thursday, everybody. Market is consolidating still, but it does seem like there's a lot of lively energy. There's now more launch pads on Robinhood than there is blockchains.
Fuck yeah.
And there are now more builders than ever before. I think we're close to 150 unique builders. I do see a few people in the crowd who are builders as well. So shout out to everyone. I see Ash in the crowd and also Shun, who I've recently been talking to. Been having probably 20, 30 different Chinese accounts and Chinese users coming over to honestly hang out, find community. That's what it seems like. It's kind of interesting strategy. They want the follow. We need the community members. Let's have a happy unison. And they've been using Build. Some of them have sent me some stuff. So I'm actually kind of interested to see what people of Asian background build as an app builder, because most of our users are European and American. So I'm kind of interested to see what direction they go to.
Yeah, Jake has been infiltrating the Far East. It's been a pretty big for him. He's been infiltrating the Far East. So now we've got builders around the clock. Our usage was already pretty crazy, but it was extremely high use, obviously on American, European hours. And now, thanks to Jake, we are tackling the Far East hours of the night. So you wake up to like 10,000 more requests overnight, which is pretty nuts. But build scale going pretty crazy. Yesterday was our highest day ever, 24 hours on a random Tuesday, or I guess Tuesday was Tuesday overnight to Wednesday. It looks like it'll be another new all-time high today. And this thing is just going to get crazy. I mean, we're seeing like 5 or I don't know, some number of apps published every single day, probably like 10 or 15 a week. And it's only been live for a month. When we get a couple thousand more users on this, you're going to be seeing apps go absolutely berserk. So
holy moly, guys. I'm going to post this. 141 accounts created, 47 active people right now.
Let's go.
So that means
that is crazy number. That's a crazy number.
I mean, it's so funny though. We're literally we're like, holy shit, 47. It's like, you know, we're gonna be blown when it's 47,000, right?
Well, it's like 47 users that are building applications, not just like that signed in on the app and did nothing.
Awesome.
That are actively building. I was gonna post this the other day, but I haven't looked at the stats. But almost every builder that gets on there, they don't just have like one app. They have like 2 apps, 3 apps, 4 apps, whatever. And so like the stickiness and the retention of the actual product and the platform is nuts. So usually you get your feet wet, you just try and type something in the terminal, get a feel for it, and then you just become more advanced. And also you get more and more addicted to it. So Emblem Build product launch is going good.
I'm excited. I'm excited for all of our community members. We have a big surprise coming at the end of the month. So I think a lot of our builders are going to be quite excited. It's to reward them. I think there's going to be a good opportunity for some people to take it up another level, I'll say. Right? A lot of people have been curating for the last 6 weeks or so. We launched this on the 5th. One of our good friends, XC Pinata, who's an OG, minted or one of the earliest pieces of art on Bitcoin back in 2015 on Counterparty. He reached out, started using it, and he was like, "This is the best tool I've ever seen." And he's like, I've been trying to do NFT stuff on all these different coding platforms for a while, and this immediately got what I needed. So we'll see some bigger threads. I hate you or I hatey. I don't know which one it is. I'm assuming it's I hate you. Also an awesome community member. Also awesome Sappy Seal. I had some Sappy Seals back in the day. I still might have one.
Seals are always bangers, bro. Those are like the mischievous cute ones. Those are the best.
I liked them, and then once they started getting into I hate you. Yeah, that's what I figured. I love you though. I like the Sappy Seals. Once they started getting into, was it Pixelverse? It started losing me a little bit, but I still think I have 1 or 2 in my wallet somewhere. Yeah, you are awesome. Yeah, at the end we've been working on some cool stuff. We have some probably 2 or 3 new products coming all at the same time within a few weeks. Really excited. This will probably be our biggest adventure yet. And so we've been grooming a good community. 47 people active out of 141 accounts. So it's at like 40%. Saying like literally 40% of people have stuck to the platform over the last 6 weeks. That's pretty crazy. It's a pretty crazy statistic. I mean, I know it's small, but you think of it percentage wise, that's a insane number.
Bam. Look at that, dude. I'm checking it out now.
We're also from the staking standpoint, almost up to 1,000 people have claimed Emblem. They have 6 days left to claim. Oh, that's the chart. So let's just do a little chart. So 4.1 million Emblem. Been a little low volume on the DEX side of things. Centralized exchange, Mexi and XT have been doing almost 100K a day in volume. So we need to get a lot of that stuff back on chain, which is a goal and something we're hoping to tackle. So 984 people have claimed. 17.22% of the total Emblem supply has been staked for an average of 246 days. That is also a pretty mind-blowing statistic. Majority of people, we have 10% of the supply locked for a year. We have 3% of the supply locked for a month, 3% of the supply locked for 3 months, and then 1% of the supply locked for 180 days. So most people just said, YOLO, we're going 1 year. I've got conviction bet on you guys. Absolutely incredible to see. So we'll continue building. We're going to continue grinding and having a jolly good time. Again, for all of our builders, got some good stuff coming at the end of the month.
Such a banger piece coming that makes so much sense that not only will like kind of incentivize better builds, but also more builds, right? And things of that nature where you really want to maybe take an extra mile and, take your app to the next level. But the amount of compute and inference that's running through build, these people are nuts, man. These guys around the clock. It's funny because you wake up and you can like see, you can see like the rest of the world kind of wake up. Builds are pretty interesting because, some things take a little bit of time. So obviously most people start them right when they wake up so they can get more done throughout the day. And you can usually, like when US, like I said, more users are in the US time zone or European time zones. And you can kind of like see around those waking hours, like a huge uptick in the builds because people are like, oh shit, I gotta get back to my build. And I do the same thing. So I know it's definitely the case.
It's funny.
I hate you says, to be honest, I'm excited that I can build straight from my phone.
Dude, a lot of builders on the phone, dude.
Yeah, a few people straight only from the phone.
The way that I think about it, it's like a little like Elf Workshop in my pocket. They're just like like a little Santa's workshop that's just grinding nonstop, like 100 different elves.
I haven't hooked it up to my Telegram yet, though. You hooked it up to your TG, right, Chris? You hooked up one of your builds.
Yeah, it is so easy and so much like, I mean, it's just always there. Like sometimes I'm away from my computer, and I was in the gym and I was like, oh shit, I gotta get this going. And it has like the frame of the next app by the time you get home, which you're like, damn, that is like pretty revolutionary. You know what I mean?
It's really interesting. We saw today, and I put a little tweet out about it that like, some devs are using up to like 20 instances of, max plans at a time. It's like, it's crazy. But then you see, I mean, devs we know, devs we work with they're burning through their max plan, all the time. So they even need 2-3 instances of this stuff. You just see how it's just going exponential where even just, regular people like us need multiple instances. It's kind of crazy to see this ramp. And it's this is way different, way different than, when the internet first started and we had, the 2000 bubble and stuff like that. This is different. The demand is here now. There's not enough supply. It is incredible to watch this kind of happen in real time where, it's a bubble, this kind of money being spent. It's not really, really worth it yet to some degree. But then at the other time, you're like, yes, it fucking is. This is totally worth it. Like I was talking to Jake before you jumped on the show and it was like, dude, this is what I'm building right now. Completely impossible for me to even think about building 6 months ago. And, even for me and a team would have been a tough build. And now for one person who literally knows nothing to be able to just bring an idea to life is a complicated idea too, is fucking crazy. It's insane.
Yeah, I completely agree. Again, I'm getting a lot of DMs of people wanting to follow each other and
follow. Build for follow, bro. Build for follow. You build, I'll follow you.
I know. I mean, this is what I'm telling everyone is, I mean, we're talking about this internally, but as I was going through and DMing people about Emblem Build, I was going through and looking at like all these kind of dead accounts and stuff like that. And honestly, people who just don't even respond to the DM anymore, just kind of unfollow them and move on. Right. It's
Peace.
cleansing the, the timeline. I mean, I've had my Twitter account since 2009. Right. So going on almost, I think in December, I've had my Twitter account for literally half my life, which is pretty crazy. But we're fully focused now on growing the community. I put this in the TG chat earlier, but our existing community is mostly just holders who are just who want to basically be private. They like talking in the TG. They're not really, this isn't everybody, right? This is just the majority. The majority of them, they're not like frequent traders. They do like building and trying our products, but they're not really active on the timeline. And they are dedicated because they're the ones who stake 17% of the total supply, right? So I think every successful community needs a variety of holders and believers, people active on the timeline, builders, etc. So we have that down, right? We have literally 17% of supply staked. It's probably be over 20 by the end of the week, by the end of next week. And we have the believers. We have semi-active TG. Now we need the people on the timeline. So I'm following people back and hanging out and growing and getting into the DMs and kind of the groundwork game. I think that's something in crypto that is not really utilized at all. Or the people who do the ground game, they send like the same slot post to every single person. It's the same thing. There's no personalization. I literally, if I'm sending you a DM, I'm doing it by hand. My personal account, I don't use any type of mass DM tool or anything like that. I'm going to your account, looking at it, finding what the interests are, DMing you, bringing up whatever. The one thing I've learned is shorter the better. It's obviously a lot more work, right? The hope usually when you're like reaching out, like doing cold DMs and stuff like that, is you hope they just say yes and sign up with whatever you're doing. But it generally needs a lot of back and forth conversation. It honestly reminds me a lot of when I was in college. I was the rush chair for a fraternity and had to do tons of cold DMs, had to do tons of just walking up to people, inviting people to parties and stuff like that. And it kind of brings me back to those experiences. Also at the nightclub as well, right? Working in the nightclub and doing VIP services and stuff like that. So getting back to the game where I think the majority of people in crypto do not have those real life skills.
Ground game is unmatched, bro. Just send out a couple thousand DMs and we're cooking.
Physical letter. It's getting back to physical, man.
Yeah, no kidding.
What's your address?
I mean, Rasmer and Thread Guy found out that you can actually leave the house and have fun. I don't know if you've seen their content recently, but going to IRL events is what's in. It's crazy now that IRL events are like 10 times more expensive than they were like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Nightclubs are still crazy expensive, but like football games and stuff like that, it is significantly more expensive than when it was when I was in college. So they're paying a nice premium.
IRL, who knew, bro? Who knew? Chris knew. I know that.
Did we dump IRL experiences on the Zoomers? We ran up the cost and just handed them the bag. We already had ours. See you later.
Well, I told you, my kid, when he went to the football in the UK, I was like, damn, you should definitely do it. But even that was, many thousands of dollars. But then I did talk. He went to LA and almost bought like for the US, whoever they were playing there in LA. And I was like, you can't do it, bro. You can't. Because it was going to be like $6,000 for him and his girl. And I was just like, bro, you don't even care about it. Like if you cared about it, all right, it's a Super Bowl or it's a final or something. But this is like a nothing game. Like, don't do it, bro. I had to walk him off the ledge.
Yeah, I mean, there's the it's kind of like the mid curve chart where like 40 IQs discover outside, 180 IQs have been outside the whole time, and mid curve is just like always outside. And yeah, like a lot of this stuff, it seems good in real life, but it's actually better on TV. Like you go to F1, I've had like paddock passes, which are like 40K, and you're like at the pit stop basically. But like the cars go so fast and you don't know when they're coming. There's no organization. So you don't know when you're looking at the track. Then you see a car go and you're having a conversation. You're like trying to watch the car. and then you have to turn back to your conversation. It's basically like it's not even an experience, and so everyone just watches it on TV. They buy these $40,000 passes and they watch
Oh shit.
the race on the TV in the lounge.
Oh, that's interesting.
And like it's very similar with like UFC. Like UFC, the energy in the arena is amazing. You can't see what's going on in the mat, basically in any of those seats. And so, yeah, mid curvers are figuring out maybe that outside's cool, but sometimes it's better to just do it inside.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, final
you guys
point
been
on
to that one where they have the big screen and you're like in like it's like a stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you been to that?
Mhm.
Is it good?
Circa.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
fun.
a new casino that's downtown. The newest one was like $1 billion to build. It's fun. I would say so. Final point with like experiences. I remember growing up in college, and this is New York Times, and all the mainstream media would write about how millennials are dropping houses. We want experiences and all that stuff. That was like all we used to get flack for. It's like they don't want real things. They want intangible things like experiences and music festivals and stuff like that. I think we still do, but it seems like now Zoomers are starting to follow along. Just as Chris said, it's been re-rated quite high.
I've seen those same exact articles about Gen Z. So I think they just recycled the news cycle. Yeah, I think I passed the bag to them at 10x the cost. So enjoy that.
Fences Shepe says the World Cup's for the wealthy, but Vegas is for the rich. Yeah, I actually was watching a video on Vegas yesterday where they said before the pandemic, 25% of the average, 25% of visitors had an average income of 100K or more. Today, it's 75% now, which is crazy. It is insanely expensive now. When I started working at Omnia, a bottle of vodka was 500. It's 1,000 now for just a bottle of Grey Goose. Pretty crazy. Drinks went up from like 16 to 30. It's nuts. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. But those experiences, everything that we've done is paying off pretty well in crypto right now. It's what we're coalescing around for Emblem Build. A lot of counterparty people coming back, which is awesome. The Pepe. This is something we've actually been trying to do for the last few years. It was like, I don't know if anyone remembers a few years ago when we had the 3 apps, 1 token thing where it was like Hustle and Migrate Fund and Emblem. The whole thing was like trying to bring everyone around the Emblem token. It actually is everyone's coalescing around Emblem Build, which was a little bit interesting, right? The Emblem token is bringing in all the old Emblem holders and a lot of the older Koval holders and people who have held Koval for the last 10 years at some point along the lines, or even 14 if you go back to Ribbit Rewards in 2014. And the Pepe community has been showing up, and counterparty community building Bitcoin apps. Turns out it's really hard and really expensive to build Bitcoin apps. Like the Ordinals community is really fallen off a cliff. Counterparty communities, I feel like still the same around, still hanging out, trying things. And so now they're all using Emblem Build to build apps, which is pretty cool. And then our Solana side of things that came from Migrate Fund, Emblem Token, or Hustle are also coming in and using it and building apps or games for their meme coin communities, or they're building dashboards. I saw somebody is building like a Robinhood Explorer, a Robinhood Chain Explorer, and Solana. And we're seeing a lot of other stuff, and people just generally curious kind of about it. I also think there's this combination of we're still in a bear market. I think majority of the industry got wiped out. And I think not only are people bored, but I think people are actually looking for new communities to join. Obviously, everyone's looking for the next 1000X, right? So that's kind of like the incentive to find the right community. But I do think there is this combination of like majority of the communities got wiped out, holders, rugs, and I think there's like this little bit of consolidation into new places and exploring new things. It's probably why, I mean, outside chasing like the 1000X meme coin, a lot of people are moving over to Robinhood, and why we have 50 launch pads deployed there in the last week.
How many are there? Has it doubled since last show?
There was on Tuesday, there was 28. I saw a post, I think it was this morning. I said there's like 35 or something. Crazy.
It's amazing, man.
Let's revisit that. Let me see if I could find some links.
I did put one link in there, which was the first one that popped. Somebody's selling their domain name now. You know, they're like, the domain's been hacked. It's like, really it's been hacked. It's just like, you can't make this stuff up, how sideways that one went.
Dude, the Noxa people might be one of the biggest fumbles I've seen in
It's
a
incredible.
long time. It's
Long
unfortunate
time.
because you want people to win, but I think it goes to show that, especially with when it comes to launch pads or when you're launching any type of product, you got to build it and prepare for virality and max inflow. You just like, I know it's like hitting lightning kind of thing, but you got to be absolutely prepared for that, especially doing launch pads. And unfortunately, it does not seem like they were ready. AI XPT actually summed it up quite nicely. He said that Noxa was like the #1 launch pad on Robinhood up until a few days ago. Noxa wasn't rugged, it was disabled. Platform fees went to the founder's wallet, but the website and deployer keys sat in a separate dev who killed the fees and deployments over a revenue fight. The tell is real. And Noxa token never launched. It bled from 8 million to 3 million. Counterparty panic. 20,000 tokens minted were minted on competitors' platforms on July 13. The protocol was doing $2 million a day with 2 people holding the contested keys, and no one outside knew who was controlling it. So basically what he said is that the Noxa platform, which we had reviewed, they had deployed on a bunch of different obscure chains like Mega ETH and Merlin and Arc, which is Circle's one and stuff. And they were kind of first here and they hit a home run. They did about $2 million a day in fees for about a week. Ultimately, what happened, I guess, is that there was a founder and then there was a dev team, and all of the fees were going to the founder. And the dev team basically probably wanted to get paid their fair share instead of probably whatever the salary was. Founder said no, and they just rugged the platform.
It's just incredible, dude. I don't even know like how that negotiation, unless you're just completely bad faith, right? If you're the founder and you're just completely bad faith and fuck you, I'm going to walk away with my $10 million and I'm done. And I can understand these devs might have been hired for X amount of money and they're like, hey, we want half. Why wouldn't you just say yes? Why wouldn't you just say yes? I don't get it. Like, I don't get it. Why you wouldn't just say yes? Or at least, hey, let's do, I keeping this, but yes, going forward, 50-50 or whatever. It's unbelievable that they couldn't work out a deal. It's incredible to me. It's mind-numbingly incredible that did not happen. Just literally, I can't, it's hard to remember a bigger fumble like that where you have just immense rocket ship success and you have basically disgruntled team member who has a key to something and you can't work it out with that kind of money on the line.
Avi commented and said, I thought Noxify was paused to do vamp techs and the likes. And then he asked Grok, was there an argument? I assume that they did post about that and say that they're probably doing cover. You don't really know for certain, but from what I'm seeing from a bunch of other people, they're also confirming that there was some issue. I think this also, it kind of shed some light on this like domain issue that they're having. Apparently the Noxify domain was compromised and now it's being sold for $250,000.
I mean, it's worthless. It's worthless, dude. I mean, that it's even being sold. It's fucking a worthless domain. It's not worth anything. It's worth zero. I don't know. It's fucking nuts, man.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. So they did shut off the new domains. Then they tried to come out and like launch 2 different domains that wasn't under the original one. So I think Adam was actually right on Tuesday where the new domains that were launched were actually spun up by the founder and not the dev team itself. And basically everyone looked at it and it was like Noxa.eth and .limo and stuff. And everyone's like, yeah, bro, I ain't clicking on that. And then they came out with a follow-up post after that, basically saying that they're discontinuing launches. I think indefinitely. And it probably would make sense because if he doesn't have the keys to the platform, then, right, what are you going to do? But if he's still getting all of the fees directed to his wallet, right? If I was a founder and I was in that situation, it's like, well, I'll still make revenue, but, yeah, tough.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is that dev team was just fucking assholes. And I mean, it's literally like, or one or the other, or the founder is an asshole. Right? Like the founder's got $10 million sitting in the bank and these guys are like, bro, we need something. And he was like, no, you're on contract for $10,000 a month. You're going to stay on $10,000. That's the only thing I can think of. So either he was a total fucking ass or they were total fucking ass. One or the other. It's like rationality left the building there. It's incredible, dude. I just can't even imagine it. It's crazy.
So let's check in and see where everyone's at. I want to also add a caveat. I posted this earlier today that on Tuesday when we were covering this, we had noticed that all of the established launch pads, Virtuals, Banker, Clanker, and Bags had all failed to break into the top 5. And it was kind of interesting. And so there was vacuum, and it seems like they still actually have not been able to crack the top 5. This one called Pawns.family is number 1 with daily launches, 15,000. I heard a few of these actually rugged too, so I might be off in some capacity here. But Flap.sh is number 2. Others, Hood.fund, Launch Hood, and then Banker. It's right under that. Clinker, Virtuals, and then Bags is a little bit under that. So it does seem like the legacy launchpads still have to still have issues kind of breaking into that category. Some of the people that gave some responses to me said novelty plus fresh exit liquidity is greater than the brand name every single time. Launchpads don't just export product. They have to build social trust from zero. Avi said it means that the only reason the legacy launchpads are winning is because it's ahead. People don't actually like it, and they're looking for something better. And Pensive Shepe said, I noticed that during the COVID era, where there were whole platforms built for years before to detect pandemics with decentralized technology to keep people informed, and not a single person used that. Everyone just uses Google or Microsoft for everything now.
For sure.
And then a few other people basically say, yeah, it's because everyone's looking for exit liquidity.
fresh meat.
fresh meat. I saw that some of the meme coins are kind of falling off a cliff a little bit. Ansem took a big dip. Cashcat took a little dip. I guess that's the official rotation. I guess we have to kind of follow to see what's next. I don't know. Do we go back to equities? I did see this debate that Ansem was having with a few people today about, or maybe it was Thread Guy, just basically about how meme coins are probably here to stay. I saw like a larger conversation saying that even the stock market's kind of moving away from fundamentals and more towards like attention culture, memetics, trends, and things like more momentum based trading than it is like value investing, which I guess is what it's been over the last 100 years. Does that mean that crypto has officially infiltrated all of finance and that they basically have to start playing the games of the internet now and not the other way around?
Man, I don't know. I think it's almost like we forget that a lot of things about traditional finance are basically just have been morphed into crypto. I don't know, like burning tokens, right? Buy back and burn. Like that was companies have been doing that with stocks forever. They just don't call it burning. They call it, I don't even know, retiring the shares or whatever. So when Apple like buys back the stock, they, quote unquote, retire it. It's the same kind of mechanism. So I think it's almost the other way. It's like crypto kind of took these standards that were already out there and kind of just, I don't know, hyper gamified them maybe. But I mean, obviously, I don't think memes are going anywhere. I think meme coins are durable, dude. We've been done almost basically every crypto cycle's had memes. So I don't think they're going anywhere. But they're certainly going to morph and move, and fucking people are going to look for that fresh exit liquidity, which, by the way, tends to be bullshit. Like, I don't know. We've kind of seen it. It tends to evaporate super quick. And it doesn't feel like, I don't think many Robinhood users are buying fucking meme coins. I think it's the same fucking crypto dudes just going over to Robinhood and we're just washing each other, rinse and repeat every time. I don't think do you think real like Robinhood people are buying new meme coins? I don't see that. I see fucking crypto Twitter buying meme coins over there. I don't know. Do you guys feel different? Do you feel like Robinhood fucking app users are buying meme coins?
No, but I think that they will get on the app. I think the Robinhood meme coins will be integrated in the Robinhood app. and then I think Robinhood users will buy them, but probably not now. But I think
So that's what they're that's when I see people crying for Vlad to like whatever, make Cash Cat, like bring it on. That's what they're talking about. Yeah.
Why would that not be on the app though at some point like that? Like, I don't know. It just makes so much sense that the attention that they can get from a meme coin like Cash Cat going to $1 billion is like tens of millions of dollars in marketing for them. You know, they can spend like $5 million running that up. And then to have like a real winner, like, I mean, Cash Cat's obviously the biggest cat and the biggest meme on Robinhood. Everyone here recognizes that intuitively. Like, why would you just let that go to waste? You know, why wouldn't you just double down on it? And so it just seems like the attention that it can drive and like the success for its users. What happens if that goes to 10 billion? How much money does that create to flow on the Robinhood app? You know, just like complete the actual flywheel of like making your users rich, and then you just printing off the fees because they're just going to dump that right back into the market.
Yeah, they're probably waiting to see what the established ones are, unless that makes sense. You would hope, I guess, you know, the crypto community would hope that Robinhood listed immediately so they could dump on the Robinhood users, but it's probably going to be somewhat of the other way around, where they're going to have the existing Robinhood users get the tokens at a lower price so that they can kind of play a fair game, right? I guess the worst thing would happen was like they listed immediately and then their existing users on the Robinhood app just lose a ton of money and probably piss them off. So they're probably waiting.
That happened like during the GME frenzy. That happened like, I don't know. Their users get rinsed all the time. They just come back with more money. And
I'm thinking about the other way around. I'm thinking about like during the kind of TikTok cycle where crypto thought they were going to dump on the TikTok holders. And what ended up happening was the TikTokers basically dumped on the crypto holders. Like TikTok would launch a meme and then make it big on TikTok and then launch the token, and then they would dump on the fucking crypto guys. I don't know, man. Who knows how this is going to go? Everybody looking to dump on each other. I don't think we're going to have huge runners in this environment, though. It's just everybody's looking to exit. There's no belief in any of this shit, man. It's kind of a solved game.
I wouldn't say it's solved. There is going to be some stuff that's going to change. It's always kind of similar, but there's some different things that kind of change within the game itself. I think from building Migrate Fund, we've got a front row view to how all of these sniping games and supply control stuff works. I don't know if that'll ever change. I did see that Pump Fund is actually pushing an update. They put it through their channel yesterday for something called Phantom liquidity. So they have Phantom market caps. So whenever you launch a token on Pump Fund and all these launch pads, it always starts at like a 4K, even though no one's bought anything, right? That's actually like just a made up number, that there's no actual liquidity there. They're pushing an update called Phantom liquidity, and I was doing some research on it. And I think they're trying to use it to solve the liquidity game. So I think you're going to see a lot of their liquidity pools grow in size, even though it's going to be fake, to try to tackle kind of this stuff, as well as it's supposed to make the automations of bonding more efficient and bring down fees and such. It's like as a token pumps, the Phantom, I guess you would just call it value, decreases, and then it'll like go into this Phantom liquidity vehicle or something like that. So, you know, they're trying to tackle all these different things, and it's supposed to help with sniping, I guess, or help prevent sniping in some capacity. So these games, you know, these teams are still trying to figure that out. So, you know, with these like this is like a breaking feature. They even say this in their update, like this is a breaking feature to all the existing integrations. So, you know, when that comes on, then there's going to be new games that are kind of formed around whatever that is. It's a cat and mouse game, but it's just like the casinos in Vegas. There's always going to be a new game. There's always going to be new ways to trick things, but people are always going to come back. Once you're hooked, you're kind of in it. Speculation's not going to go anywhere. Maybe some of that value can accrue over to base now that Jesse is pretty much out. I wouldn't say he's completely out. He wrote this very lengthy post. It's not really that lengthy. Maybe for Gen Z it is. About basically coming out and saying that they were wrong on social coins.
He was wrong.
He was wrong. Yeah.
He's not saying they were wrong. He's saying he was wrong.
Yeah. He was wrong. Brian also had a post saying that they were wrongly focused on social.
Yeah, because of Jesse. Like solely because of him. He says in the post, every week everybody told me I was wrong, and I just completely ignored them. That's what like the whole post is about.
Yeah, so Jesse was wrong. He led Base and Coinbase down in the wrong direction for what, a year or some point. While that happened, all the competitors, right? Remember, it was Base versus Solana. Solana focused on finance and trading and getting that better, focusing on memes. And now Solana basically is completely dominating in tokenized equities. They have like 98% of the volume or something of that nature. So it's not even a debate of, you know, who it is anymore. While this also happened, Robinhood came up, and Robinhood has 35 launch pads while Base has 4, right? Because no one wanted to go over there because they were focused on kind of the wrong thing. And basically, Jesse came out and said that they are handing off the Base app and the trading experience to Kobe, which was kind of interesting. I guess if you're going to hand it off to somebody, you literally going to hand it off to basically the Tom Brady of crypto culture, right? It's the GOAT. I mean, if
has he ever built an app? Has he ever built an app experience?
He sold Echo.
I know, but Echo wasn't like
he was a big guy in LiFi, or not LiFi. What was the staking one? Lido.
Lido. Okay.
I don't know if he was one of the co-founders, but he was like one of the early people of Lido.
I mean, he's beloved, so it doesn't really matter, I guess. You know, you have people who are going to design it and build it and stuff, but yeah, he's beloved. Whatever. Bro, anybody's better than fucking Jesse. I mean, shit, my dog would have been better than fucking Jesse did. Jesse was the worst. Honestly, the worst, bro. Really bad. Dude. Tone deaf. Just fucking, I don't know. Rubbed people the wrong.
They backed him. They backed him for way too long. And let's hope Kobe could come in and fix the trading experience. I don't know. Coinbase feels fundamentally broken. I saw Adam also made this post earlier about how Coinbase is just, there's so much bureaucracy in it. The people don't even know. Shizu says, "Hey, you guys are back on my timeline."
Yeah, man. It's crazy,
good, bro. Yeah, actually, I saw Shizu pop up on my timeline the other day too, and I was like, "Whoa, where did everyone go?" You know, and they actually did fix the algorithm, which is nice, so we can actually see each other's content. Yeah, good to see you, Shizzy. It's also good to see that you've had a lot of success over in the BitTensor ecosystem. I've watched a handful of your shows on it. It's a little. I was following BitTensor for a little while, and then the deeper I went, I was just like, man, this is a lot. It's a lot to take in, but a lot of good opportunity there. Yeah, Base just, so they're going to hand it off to Kobe. Kobe's going to try to fix, he said, specifically the trading experience on Coinbase app and Coinbase. And then, yeah, the bureaucracy of Coinbase. I mean, how many times did we try to get in contact with different people from Coinbase? And they're like, I don't even know who to talk to. I don't even know who's running the ship.
It's literally, I mean, that's what I tried to express in that post, but like people we know who they worked there, and it's not people in like fucking, they're not in the mailroom and couldn't get a hold of somebody to help us with an issue. Like just didn't know what to do. Just went into the vacuum of fucking death. I mean, just, if Brian isn't aware, that place is fucked. It's fucked right now. And, you know, do I think Kobe can fix that? I doubt it, man. I really think it takes somebody from the top.
I don't know. All they need to do is support the tokens of the projects that are built on the chain. Like, I don't think it's rocket scientists. How do you trading? Well, trading on Coinbase has notoriously been terrible for 15 years, but Coinbase was the #1 exchange in the world because it was listing tokens that its community wanted. Yeah. And most people are not trading, maybe on Solana they are every 10 seconds because they have the tooling, but on Coinbase, they're just buying the new launches for the most part until they found out that, oh, Coinbase is super late to listing all these and they would just get mega dumped on. But once that changes again, then whatever it is, 150 million Coinbase users has access to the new Coinbase runner, then that quote unquote fixes the trading experience. Then people can make money. That's all they care about. So I don't think it's difficult.
What are the odds? Coinbase or fucking Robinhood? Dude, I just if I had to bet my money, it's not going on fucking Coinbase.
I think it's the same. I think it's the same game plan. I think they're going to force each other to do it. Their Coinbase is going to list their tokens that they haven't listed on Coinbase. They're listed on Base and like semi-quasi of a proxy for the actual application of Coinbase, but it's not really listed on Coinbase. And the same thing is going to happen on Robinhood, where they're going to be forced to actually list the tokens on Robinhood. So that's why I think it's like inevitable, and it's like the best. This is like the heat of the battle, where they're really going to force each other to make the same playbook, and I think they're both going to win probably. I don't see why not. There's going to be more new tokens. People understand that crypto is tokens. I've been saying that for a long time, that the innovation here is the token. And like what kind of hubris, like it sucks to see someone like as like passionate as Jesse, but like how big is your ego that you can't admit that you're wrong when you have everybody telling you you're wrong every single week for a year? We don't want a social token. We want you to list Banker on Coinbase. And like, no, like how big is your hubris? How big is your ego that eventually after years, you're just like, oh yeah, I was completely wrong. Like, yeah, we literally, every single person in the industry told you were wrong, but thanks for fucking coming to the light. It's really, I don't know. He seems like a nice guy, but man, I don't know if you can be a nice guy and have that much of an ego that like you're telling everyone that you're a product builder and you have to use my product and I'm not going to listen to any of the products that you want to be built. Like that, what kind of a person are you? I'm not sure.
Yeah, they fucked up with the Banker situation, and Banker could be so much more successful. Banker went over to Robinhood because they just don't support their builders, the native ones. I said this last time, but I think Coinbase has probably too many hands and too many cookie jars. They have this gigantic VC arm, which I saw led with the most investments or at least the first half of this year. So then because they have this investment arm, they have to push those products, but the crypto culture generally doesn't really back the VC backed projects because they are always late, right? It's like, who wants to buy a token that's, at least for the majority of them, no one wants to buy a token that's $500 million launched immediately, right? Unless you have size to put into that. The majority of people don't. And I'm not saying you need to like list things that are, $100,000 market cap or anything like that, but they need to have better ecosystem talent management of saying, hey, look, this token looks interesting. Like, look at Michael Lee's token, LeanFi.
Yeah.
Tons of traction. Brian was even posting about it. Brian Armstrong's even talking about it. And then what? Why don't you list the things like that? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. But I do think Chris is right. They're gonna play against each other, and we'll see kind of what happens. It's kind of like the AI model wars, where it seems like every week, right before your inference resets, they're like, oh, we're resetting it again. Grok also reset it yesterday, right? It's because they just have to force each other to continue to make these things free and subsidize it to keep that attention going.
Yep.
So we'll see, man.
Like,
I hope Kobe. I hope
use up
Kobe
your-
can figure it out. Good.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say if you use up your Claude Max, then you go over to OpenAI. And so would Claude Max rather take the subsidy and just pay to keep you on, or would they rather have you go use their competitor? Kind of like the same thing that's gonna happen.
Totally.
Yep. Oh wow, so Ornith also launched on Robinhood chain. I feel like most people are like late to the game at this point. If you see 40 launch pads, honestly, if I see more than 5 launch pads in an ecosystem, it's like, you're late to the game already, right? Yeah. See, Shizzy says I see tokens at 10 to 15 million as too expensive right now.
Totally.
Right? Yeah, it's or they need to have some sort of portal where it's like, hey, we're launching. Like, how many times do you apply to get listed on Coinbase and just you don't hear anything? I know you have thousands of tokens, but Brian says they're using AI to basically give a summary of the entire team's thoughts so that they can find, what the issues are and the friction points and stuff like that. It seems like they're backwards at that point.
Bro, they need to fucking upgrade to Fable, bro. Using fucking Grok 1.3, bro. It's like, dude, they got a lot of work to go. I mean, damn, bro. Fuck.
It's shit like that like that's what's wrong with them. We need to build an AI to tell us what's wrong with the company. No, you just need to ask your 100 million active users, like, what's wrong with your company. You don't need an AI to tell you that. You can simply just ask Kobe and figure it out through crypto Twitter because they're your biggest users. They were your biggest supporters for 20 years. Like, oh no, we need to spend $1 billion to build an AI to tell us what's wrong with us. No, you don't. No, you don't. Actually.
Honestly, Brian needs to fucking recuse himself, man. They need a real operator over there, man.
When he buys $150 million house, I don't know if he cares about the company.
Let's talk about the X platform here for a second. They updated the algo also after X has been yelling at Nikita for a year at this point that we don't see our followers, and finally did it. And turns out it's literally just
I like Nikita.
I like him
one
too,
lever.
actually.
Just pull one little lever, and there it
One
goes. It
lever.
works again. Holy shit!
But like,
Fucking
yeah,
amazing.
he has an impossible job because, as you saw when they rolled out, like, what topics do you not want to see? Like, crypto is like the number one of like what like higher than anything. So like he has like 150x million other users, and then he has like 5 million crypto users, and so maybe we're the biggest users on the platform. Historically, we have been, along with like adult entertainers. Who do you appease, right? You know, it's a possible job, but it does feel. I mean, like I just saw a post by HNFT Pepe. Like I was like, dude, I haven't
I
seen
know,
HNFT
dude.
long time.
It's wild, dude. It's wild.
remember that
It was
guy.
great. It was great. It's great.
It's just
now.
like people we used to hang out with every day. It's just like, oh shit, I literally haven't seen you in a year. Like,
Totally.
how's that possible? I'm not sure, but hey, how are you?
And you weren't. Just to be clear, like you weren't seeing this on the whatever the fucking the my whatever it's called, the my following page. I was not seeing those people on the following page, so they were ghosted, like fully ghosted. It wasn't like, oh, it's just on the FYP. No, they were ghosted on my following page too, which says something. It's just wild. That was so broken for so long.
Do we
It
think
feels
that this is beneficial to the? Do we think this was like a hidden issue with that kind of, I guess, fortified the bear market? Was that you can't see your followers, so the message isn't getting out. Therefore, speculation has been basically has had a glass ceiling above it at some point.
Interesting.
Now that that's been released, does that actually improve the market structure?
Definitely, just because it increases like quantity of posting. Because if your posts aren't getting any views, if you can't see any of your friends, you kind of just let the app go. Like, I mean, Jake, you've gone through your followers. I've seen people that I've seen active for years that just like stopped posting after like the last year and stuff like that. And so they just don't have the confidence to continue. But once you start seeing, oh, he's back, I can talk to him again, I can talk to him again. It's just like a chain reaction. It's a daisy chain of interactions. And yeah, I mean, I've never seen so much crypto content, for better or for worse. I don't know if people want to see that, but on the time, it is. I think it's reassuring.
I
It
saw a
feels-
post
feels good.
from I saw a post. I think it was like Easy was talking about, oh well, that your reach is tamped down. Like, oh, you're not going to go viral. Well, who the fuck is going viral, dude? Nobody's
He
going
says
viral.
some shit, man. I swear he
It's
just
some
stopped.
bullshit, dude.
Some dumb shit. He was like, the big accounts are back. It's like, bro, did they? Like, all right, whatever. You bought it, your fucking followers first.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Exactly, bro. Yeah.
Relax.
I saw
big dog.
somebody, it was one of the Ethos guys today was like, how is it that Ansem 30 seconds after he posts has this, and he posted like his 8 fucking million view, all this 30 seconds after. It's like, oh, it's all fucking fake. These are just botted fucking accounts, man.
Yeah, I mean, other people bought your accounts. Other people bought those accounts. Like, and some community members will probably bought a bunch of this shit. I don't know. It just seems impossible that,
It's impossible.
like, to police. I don't know. I mean, that guy, he's handing out thousands of dollars a day. So his engagement, I don't know. That's the best kind of it. That's the best kind of account that you want to have, right? Because people are literally following you to try and get free money. So they're like engaging.
Supposedly Nikita said he's going to downplay. Those will be like deboosted though, if they see that happening on the time.
For the creator reward system. So for the payouts.
Oh, that's true.
I actually really like Nikita. First, like I agree he has like a very difficult job. He also likes to have a lot of fun with it. I mean, people are literally calling him like a Jewish pig, and he's like posting the slops, like the slop pictures, leaning into it. I think it's actually funny when I see like the pig post with like the Star Wars kind of thing. Like, I think this stuff is hilarious. Very smart. I mean, he's sold what 2 or 3 startups. Like, he knows what he's doing. I can't imagine when Elon acquired X and then just looked in the back end and he was like, fuck my life.
Yeah, and you don't know what the right changes are, like to make changes that impact hundreds of millions of users every day, and like one little trigger sets off this chain reaction of everyone's impressions and engagements. It's tough to balance. So I don't envy their job, but I actually think they're doing a pretty good job. So one of my predictions was crypto Twitter continues to die and TikTok will probably come back, like, kind of eat its lunch. Maybe that's not the case anymore, but it did seem like it for a while.
Yeah, it seems like what Elon set out for X to be, the everything app, is becoming true. Obviously, it was merged into SpaceX. I still have this like long-term theory that I think like X is going to be kind of like your space passport over the next like few decades, as that thing becomes like, that's literally going to be your profile and stuff. Like, I mean, if he's ends up colonizing Mars or wherever, it's like, what is that whole world going to use? They're going to use literally like the X network, I guess, in some capacity. But I think it's really good for the crypto community. To me, it just fortifies a thought that I had literally in 2009 when I created X. I was like, damn, this is the best social media app ever. This is where all the powerful people are gonna be. Yep. In college, I also thought it got me laid as well. So I was kind of why I was using it in college at that time. I was before Instagram, but it was it's just, I mean, text-based influence, I think, is probably the strongest influence you could have, maybe outside of like voice, right? Podcasting kind of thing. But text, like if you could just put out a wall of text and you're like answering and getting all of this feedback, that to me is like incredible influence. That goes a long way because most people don't like reading. And a lot of times, like with text, things could be taken out of turn, right? You don't have like the emotional cues and body language and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
So I think building your X following is going to be it's going to be even more important probably than I thought it was like 15 years ago or so.
Facts.
Keep building, guys.
It's the hardest place to build a social presence for sure.
Easily the hardest.
Like,
easily.
It's by far the hardest. Many times harder than TikTok or Insta. I know how you can fucking blow those up in no time. Really hard on X. Even people who have had huge runners, like that woman who did like, I don't know, the hand-drawn meme where it's like, the stick figure looking at a screen or something, and it's like everybody. I mean, that post had like a fucking billion views. She got like 20,000, 30,000 followers from that. It's like on TikTok, she would have had 15 million followers from that. That a post that big. It's a whole different ballgame over here. So.
Side news, interesting story here. Sorry, Chris, were you gonna say something?
Oh, just that's what makes it valuable is like the difficulty.
Absolutely.
That's what makes it valuable. That's it.
President Trump's longtime teleprompter operators believed to have made 100K betting on Trump speeches on Polymarket.
They got to up those numbers, man. They got to up those.
That's a rookie numbers, man. They pump that shit up, bro.
I was reading this earlier. I was going to bring it up actually. So apparently they caught him when he was changing the bet mid-speech when Trump would go off teleprompter and start saying things that was supposed to be what was supposed to be said. So like, let's say there's like one word in there that has like a high upside and Trump goes off teleprompter and skips that section. He would then basically sell the position right afterwards.
That's so awesome, bro.
And they basically found him and tracked him down.
That's so awesome.
That's crazy.
Only 100K. It's so funny that we're like, oh, only 100K.
Dude, don't they have better things to do? I mean, come on. Like, dude, there's insider trading that goes on every day in these markets, like for tens of millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars. So worried about that teleprompter guy making 100K? Come on, bro.
That's so cool.
The Navy SEAL guy who was involved with capturing Maduro had bet on the invasion of Venezuela.
Bro, always bet on yourself, bro. Always bet on yourself.
Yeah, I guess crime and Polymarket crime going to continue for, I don't know if you can actually ever get rid of it. Maybe chain analysis tooling has really gotten so much better now with AI that they can detect this type of stuff. I remember when I got into crypto in 2017 and 16, people would talk about chain analysis being basically CIA surveillance tooling. And now it's 10 years later, and that just is... I know they partnered with Polymarket. They're using that stuff to detect this type of stuff. It's crazy. Your on-chain history is not secret.
I just think that like, insider trading is a fundamental part of prediction markets. That's how you actually get it, because you have insiders or 1 degree away from an insider who has a wind of information that like leads the market to the truth. And so that's why like the favorites are getting paid way more in something like a prediction market than it would like a traditional coin flip, because the insiders are leading the information, they're leading the markets and the volume to the truth. So like I think fundamentally those markets are all about insiders. I think like that is how you get to the truth.
Do you think you
All
can
CIA
actually do you think you
psyop.
could get rid of it? Do you think it should be policed?
No, I think that that's like why they exist, is like if you're trying to find the truth, if you're trying to find the actual realistic outcome, you're going to be guided by the people that have the closest proximity to the information, that are going to make, they're incentivized to bet on it because they can make money on it and they know the closest probability of the outcome. So I think like that, like insiders are a fundamental part of the prediction market, like business model and like development. I don't think you can get away with it. I think it is the business model, is following insiders to the truth, because they have access to the closest proximity of the truth.
Well, could you compare that to meme coin sniping? Because if they're right, let's say a coin's getting launched, somebody knows when it's getting launched and they come in and snipe a percentage of the supply. Would that be somewhat of like the equivalent?
Kind of, yeah. But I mean, some of these, yeah, these bets are like a lot more isolated, right? Like someone has privileged information on like a war in Iran. Like, can you launch a meme coin against it? Sure. But like, is there a way to like follow that truth through a meme coin? I don't know, maybe. But definitely within like the isolated prediction markets, it's like way more clear. Like someone has information on this exact outcome, and it's a distributed, all the outcomes are distributed, and somewhere on every single one of those outcomes, someone has some type of privileged information or 1 degree away from privileged information. So I don't know. It just seems like that is the business model, is following insiders to get paid.
The Trump speechwriter, man.
That's so wild.
Legend,
Yeah.
bro. Get a pardon. I'm done.
Legend. So,
Give the guy a pardon, man.
so did he get arrested? Did it say that? Did he get arrested?
It says no. It said that he was working out like a settlement with one of the Alphabet Soup. Oh, CFTC. The staffer is in question is fully cooperating with the CFTC. Oops. Yeah, is fully cooperating with the CFTC. Oh, it says that the White House has strict ethic guidelines, so expect all staffers and officials to follow. So that makes sense if you have like some sort of like signed, agreement. It says that they're working on some sort of settlement. So whatever.
Pretty big news coming across from Tree News. Citadel invests $400 million in Crypto.com.
Dude,
Wow.
how does this guy continue to raise money?
Wow.
But the timing just shows you what's about to come next, right? Like, I mean, not a coincidence. And the exchange wars are going to heat up. You see Robinhood, you see Coinbase, and now you see Crypto.com re-entering the arena, when I said earlier in our show that it was the biggest fumble of this year. They ended like last cycle somehow surviving all the lawsuits, surviving all the Crow drama and everything that went down. And we're actually like a pretty big platform. Like the Crow community was pretty big, but then they did nothing with it. But here they are at the start of another one. I don't know, just kind of goes to show there's no bigger insider than Citadel, of course. I mean, on Wall Street, they are the number one. Yeah, that's extremely
That's
big news.
huge. That is
Wait, what's the token we trade along with that? It's Crypto.com.
that's CRO.
Crow token, yeah.
Remember
What's
they
it
were
at right now? It's probably running.
gigantic. It's a gigantic coin. We actually just completed a Myro migration with Crypto.com. That was our first time partnering with them. So we got the connects there.
All these things are happening all at once now, makes you wonder what happens next for the first time in quite some time.
Yeah. Congrats to them. It's a good time to be in the crypto industry. Shout out to everyone who hung out today. We're going to wrap it up and get back to work in business and getting things done. A lot of things in store. If you're in the community, you'll be very excited for what's to come. So hang on. Sounds like the bear market is ending, bull market is coming, and we'll see you guys soon.
Later.